I think that contest, when you have World Cups, you want the first game out of the way. As a player, as a coach, even as a broadcaster, when I'm there, you want that first one out of the way because then you get the cup rolling. If you have a good start, a good tight finish, that sets up the World Cup. That sets it up beautifully for not just the players, the other teams, but the crowds as well. Massive, because the reason I say it, they not just are they world-class bowlers, but world-class cricketers, but they have the experience of playing in Australia. They've been around with the team for the last 5-6 years. India has toured Australia frequently in those 5-6 years, and these two guys were integral part of those teams. So not having Jadeja, as an all-rounder, and especially with the kind of fielder he is, will be a big loss, and as would Bumrah, who's probably one of the best around in this format of the game. Very, very surprised. I was really surprised, but I'm glad he's back because, people would say that people will tell you need pace in Australia, but what you just mentioned earlier is, I think, the most important thing, is having the experience to hit the right lengths in Australia. Because of the pace, the bounce, you can easily be carried away. But yet at the same time, you've got to hit the right areas, and that will come with experience to get the best results. I think he'll be ready to go because nothing charges him up or fires him up like playing in Australia. He loves playing in front of Australian crowds. He loves the tracks. He's got a great track record, to boost that kind of effort, and I think he'll be ready to go. And with big players, they rise to the occasion when the big tournament surfaces. So I think, I expect to see a lot of Virat Kohli in this World Cup. I tell you what, if the G had a capacity of 150,000, there would have been 150,000 in there. Because when they went up with the tickets last year, the sales, it disappeared in 2 days. It was a full house. That quick, those tickets went. And my biggest worry as now I was a player, I was a coach, and now I come in as a broadcaster. I land day after in Australia, and my phone will start buzzing is for tickets. Can I have tickets, please? Can I have tickets, please? And I tell them I'm not a ticket printer. I'm no longer a coach. I'm no longer a player. I don't print tickets. Sorry, Mike. I can't help you there. But and this will be people from both sides. There's great camaraderie there. There's great mutual respect. The pressure is massive, but amongst the two teams, there's great mutual respect. I think they start as favorites. There's no question about that. They're defending champions. They're playing at home. The nucleus of the team is pretty much the same. They've got a lot of players who come back from injury, like the Mitchell Marshes, the Stoynises, and they've got some real exciting talent there, because I just saw Australia and India. They've got the firepower, and especially in Australian conditions, with the attack that they have, the tall, fast bowlers. They've got the tools to exploit those conditions. And like I said, for me, they start as favorites. Not really. I would have had concerns if it was in any other country. But, when you go back to your backyard and a terrain that you know well, sometimes, changes things very quickly. So, don't be surprised if both of them, they're match winners. Both of them don't come to the party pretty soon.
Okay, now I might be putting you on the spot a little bit here, but when you come into a tournament, you sort of like to do these, you look at all the teams and all the players involved and maybe pick out a few who to look out for. Just wondering if it's not too hard, if you'd be able to pick out maybe 5 players to look out for this tournament, or who you think the biggest stars will be.
I think going down Australia again, it'll be. I think the players, the all-rounders, will hold, will play a major role. The form of Matthew Wade has been outstanding of late. The way he's played, and we saw what he did in last year's World Cup in the game against Pakistan. He's someone you'll always watch out for. But if Mitch Marsh is fully fit, another guy to watch out for at the top of the order. He can be really explosive. When you look at the bowlers there, I mean they're all very experienced. But if you go down other teams, I would say England has some very dangerous players. With Butler, they've got some real good talent that can come to the fore. A team that I think will make the semi-finals. From India's point of view, watch out for Hardik Pandya and Surya Kumar Yadav. I would say Australia would have seen Hardik Pandya, but this is one guy who can light up the World Cup. Surya Kumar Yadav. He's a specialist T20 player. He can be very innovative. And from Pakistan, you would know the known quantities like the Shaheen Afridis and all, but I would say watch out for their captain. The captain's in good form, as is his partner at the top, Mohammad Rizwan. But I would look for a guy who I think could be one of the quickest bowlers in the World Cup. It's Haris Rauf. He'll be playing his first big tournament in Australia. He's a bowler that could catch everyone's eye because he bowls Yorkers at will. He has pace, and he can step in those middle overs and get you wickets as well. So I would say these are some of the guys you watch out for, because I'm looking at teams that will make the semis. I think will make the semis. There's always room for a surprise, in this format of the game. But I'm talking of India, England, Australia, and Pakistan as the semi-finals. So I've named more of those players.
Cool. On a non-World Cup related note, India's been at the centre of a couple man-cad incidents in recent weeks. One in which they took the man-cad and won the game, and then another in which just stopped it at a warning. I was wondering if you have any particular thoughts one way or the other. Are you a pro man-cad?
My thoughts are very clear. It's a law. I mean, a batsman has no business to be wandering out of his crease before the ball is bowled. And there's a law in cricket says if you're doing that, the bowler is perfectly entitled to take the bails off. I know that rule of marketing was there for a long, long time. So a lot of players are still trying to get to terms with that new law of whether taking off the bails or not. But as a coach, I will tell my players, just go out and do it. It's a law. You're not cheating. You're not doing anything. It's part of the game. Batsman should know his business, and the bowler will know his business.
Because it's a pretty clear law these days, do you just find it confusing that there does always seem to be a lot of outrage outside of India anyway?
Yeah, there is outrage, but it's because that law didn't exist for that long. But my argument always was there, even when the law existed. I mean, I don't believe this where you warn the guy once, then second time you can do it. So, it's like me telling a fielder, you drop me one, second time you can catch it. So if it's a law that says you're cheating, it is cheating. If you're going out of your crease, you're trying to steal a match over the opposition and the bowler. So you jolly well hold your ground till the ball is being bowled. As simple as that.
Do you think we're going to start seeing a lot more of it now that it sort of seems to be coming up every now and then?
One run to get, one run to win, and one ball to go. And if the bowler is out, the non-striker is out of his ground, you think any bowler is not going to take off those bails? He will. Rest assured.
Yeah, fair enough. Just one last one from me, Ravi, and then I think we're probably out of time. But just wanted to get your thoughts on Cameron Green and specifically about his potential and value perhaps in the IPL next year. Opening the batting in those 3 T20s against India, and he was fantastic. Just what do you think that's done for his chances, and do you think someone will pick him up?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. He's a star in the making. And he'll get better and better with experience. He's a tall man. He can smash it. And, he's more than a useful bowler. So he's got all the, tools that are needed for T20 format of the game. He's got the power. He can smash it a long, long way. So I think he will be watched very closely by IPL.
Would you make any prediction for what he might go for in the auction?
I would say, if you're talking in crores, he will go over 10 crores. That's for sure. That's over $1 million. He'll definitely go for over $1 million for sure.
Yeah.
US, not Aussie.
Yes.
US dollars.
Yeah. That's all the questions I had for now. I know you've got to get to some other interviews. So, yeah, thank you very much. And
Thanks,
enjoy.
Jacob. Thank you.